Hey guys, today I would like to walk you through my 1 week sketchbook challenge that I did recently while I drink coffee. I haven't done one of these videos in like quite a long time. I think I've only done it once, and I don't know if you guys would like to see this, but if you do, I wouldn't mind doing it more often. I really kind of enjoy recording them and looking back through them. It's like a time capsule. Anyway, so without further ado, let's dig into this sketchbook. Now, I don't know what kind of brand this sketchbook is, but on the back it's called Potentate. I really like using this one a lot. I have like even this version of it, which it's fantastic. And I've recently got this A5, not A5, I think this is an A6. Anyway, so I finished this sketchbook, as the title says, in 1 week. And I want to walk you through it, of what I drew, and how did I come up with ideas for 7 straight days. Now, on the first page, this one, I had like a vision, but it did not go well. And I even came back to rework on it. I think I kind of made it worse in a way, but whatever. I've started the sketchbook on 14th of August and finished it on 21st of August. Now you're gonna say 21st to 40 does not sound like, maybe it's like 8 days, not 7 days. And the reason is like 2 pages at the end, I could not finish it on time, and I have to go to bed and sleep because I was freaking tired drawing all day long for 24 hours straight. So I had to like finish it the next day after, but I promise I did the majority of the drawings in only 7 days. So this one, you can see the coloring does not look good. I have recently got myself a very nice little addition to my art supplies, which is like these acrylic markers. I've wanted to use this type of markers like for years now. I first wanted to get my Posca markers, but they're very, very expensive, and I could not afford to put that much money into an art supply I was not sure I would ever like use much. But for this challenge, I have stumbled upon the markers, and I told myself, you know what, in this sketchbook I'm just gonna explore that medium. And this first page was like just trying it out and seeing how it does work on the paper. As you can see, it kind of like crumbles the papers, but overall it's fantastic. I think it works for me. If it works for me, that's good. And as you can see, I was trying to do like a painting type style with it, but it did not go well. So I kind of like just put the markers aside until I found something worth it. Now on my second page, I drew this character. He's from a game called My Adorable Ghost Story. The game is like an indie game that is not out yet, but since it will be out on 27th of August, I thought, you know, it's within the month of August, I might as well draw him, because this is one of the games, I think one of the very first games I played on Steam, and I'm kind of looking forward to getting it someday. Hopefully. So, and this one is like a paper cutout of a bat. my OC. If you didn't know, I'm still working on her and developing her story. So far, it's going well. On this page, at the time I did it, I really liked it because I was starting to figure out how to use the markers and how to get the most out of them. But looking back on it, I think this is like the most random things I drew and doesn't make sense, and I could have done way more better with it. Anyway, it's a learning experience. I really like this one. I don't know which artist I got the idea from, but there's like some of the illustrations around here are like inspired by other art YouTubers or Pinterest drawings I found. If I find the artist, I'll put the credit on the screen. This one is also like from one of those YouTubers that I was watching. She does a lot of these 1 week challenges, and she was like a huge inspiration. I remember like the night before I started the sketchbook, I was going through her videos, just gathering some ideas that I could use for myself or just to use as a practice. Now I made this too like very late at night. Sometimes I would leave the pages and come back to them later to fill them in. So this is one of those pages. I think the Miko looks fine, but kinda a little bit wonky. I tried to do like some pose studies. I like this one. Nice. This was also good. This one is a little bit weird, but overall looks really good. I really like the way the guitar turned out, and this was just some random thing I drew. Now over here, I wanted to do a black and white drawing, which I have not done like in ages, with red text on it. It did not work out very well. And you can see like I put a lot of effort in drawing Lady, but the moment I got to Dante, I just lost all motivation because that's how bored I got with this painting style. And this one, just some simple practice I did. So this is like day 1. These kind of mark the days. Let me take that off. So from this point on, it will be day 2. Just a little bit of star shapes. This one I got on Pinterest. I really liked it. This one I did it myself. Just a bunch of blueberries. I tried to draw my work desk, but at the time it was very messy. So I kind of just gave up on it. And my OC Nico, which I was just trying out to see, okay, what kind of style I want to go for. What do I want to do? Like, do I want to doodle or do I want to do full illustrations or something? And this is just some random thing that popped in my head, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put it down in the sketchbook immediately. That's one of like the fun things about doing this challenge, was that the moment an idea came to me, I had to put it down because I needed to fill in the pages. So no matter what, if the idea is good, bad, or just okay, you have to use it so you can fill in the page, because the hardest thing about doing this challenge isn't the drawing itself, it's rather coming up with ideas. So it's just saying I have so much love to give. I was supposed to finish the rest of the poem around here, but there was no space. By the way, the poem is from Amanda Lovelace. I was reading a lot of her poetry books recently, and this is one of the poems that I really liked, so I wanted to put it in this picture, but unfortunately it did not happen. This one I really like. At this point, I think I started to get an idea of how to use the markers. I'm doing more Pinterest practices, and this is also one of these that I got off Pinterest. So I thought, like, to match the colors, I would draw. At the moment, I forgot her name. She's a character from JoJo Diamond is Unbreakable. I forgot her name. And I don't like her hair color isn't actually purple, but I thought it will look good. And in JoJo, like, colors are not really that solid. You can't play around with them. This is a wasted page. But over here I have, like, I bought some new markers that I tried it out. So I just stuck it over here because I have nowhere else to put it. Another drawing of my OC in her human form and in her bat form. I think she looks really adorable as a bat. And some autumn themed doodles. I really like how the pumpkins turned out, and the leaves as well. So this was day 2 until this point, which more practices. And the next day I started out with taking more practices from Pinterest. So I started with drawing a lemon. Then I did these flowers. At this point, like, I started to get an idea how to use the markers. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it out to draw something very simple. So I drew this fey lady. I think it looks okay. Could have been better. So then I'm thinking, like, okay, I need characters to draw, to practice on, to use the colors. So I'm looking back at all the characters I have drawn or I would like to redraw. So starting with Usagi from Sailor Moon. This is like the first time I tried it and I was like, okay, this is working. I want to do more of this. So from here on out, I'll mostly be drawing fan arts and sometimes my own characters. So next after that, it was Coraline, because I thought, like, at the end of the sketchbook, this one looks like a button. So I was like, okay, I love Coraline and I need to draw some buttons, and on the side should be Caroline. And I did just that, and I really like the way it turned out. And I drew my OC again. On the other side, just drew some random hearts. Sometimes you just gotta fill in the pages, and 2 of my other OCs. Now, this illustration kind of, like, inspired me to write a short story, which hopefully sometime this year or next year I'll turn into mini comic, if it all works out. And then I did a little doodle of myself with my big sketchbook that I cannot show right now because I'm using it as a stand for my camera. And this one is a lyric from one of my favorite sad songs that I listen to a lot. It says, "Toss your dirty shoes in my washing machine, heart," by Mitski. Yep. And of course, my favorite twins. I have to draw them at some point. And I think it turned out very well, decent. And Alice from Alice Madness Returns. Of course, I had to do her as well. I really like how, like, I can draw on 2 pages. Like, a big drawing on 2 pages is really one of my favorite things to do, especially on a small sketchbook like this. And I drew a bunch of apples because it reminds me of autumn. Now this is, I think we are at day 4 right now. I did these trees, I think, in the morning, right before having lunch, and I did not touch the sketchbook until way later in the afternoon. So I was like, that day I was stressing out because I was very late on my schedule. So for this one, I drew my USC with her favorite snack or favorite food, whatever you want to call it. And you'll see a lot of her in the sketchbook because I feel like her colors, you know, the colors I had it in with the markers, and also she is like for me very fun to draw and a character that I mindlessly draw without thinking about that much. And I made a little drawing for JoJolian because it's my second favorite JoJo part, also my favorite couple, you know. So yeah, I had to do one for them. And of course, I drew my beautiful girl, Ren, from the Stone Air. I think that's the duology what it's called. Or you could say from the Folk of the Air series. So over here I just wrote her name with a description about what her name means. Because it's the name of a small bird. And I find that really fascinating, you know. It's a nice name. Maybe I'm thinking like of reusing it for some of my OSCs, but I don't know. I don't want like my OSCs to have the same names as my favorite characters because that will be a little bit awkward. And of course, one picture for Doppio and Diavolo. This one I struggled with a lot. Like Doppio was easy to do, but I didn't know what or how to draw Diavolo. So I was like, you know what? I'll just make something simple. And my OC as well. And also my girl Lum. I really love her. Don't like this series at all. I find it a little bit problematic at times. But Lum as a character, her design is fantastic. And I really like her. And again my OC with some flower doodles I did. You can tell over here I messed up really badly. And I was trying to cover it up with drawing a star. And Foss, of course. I found that like drawing Foss with these markers was also really fun. I especially love the colors on this one, not this one that much. And my OC again with pink and black bats. And I also drew Jobin. This is I think we are at day 5. I've kind of lost count of it. I don't know. Let me see. No, we are at day 4, apparently. I think this is like one of my favorite pieces that I did of the Phantom Hive twins. You know, at this point, like, I was going back through my oldest sketchbooks, like, looking for characters or things that I liked. So I found a drawing of the Phantom Hive twins. I think I have it somewhere around here. And I used that as like a sort of inspiration to make this one. Let me see, it's around here somewhere. Got... Okay. So this is kind of like, I don't know how to show it, it's a little bit awkward. This is the one I used. Like, this little doodle I did here, I reused it for this one. And I kind of like looked at this drawing that I did very long time ago and I was like, okay, this clearly looks good. I should redraw them again in my new style. Because this was like an old one. I think when this was, it's like 2020. Around COVID that I had this schedule. So, no, I don't think it was 2020. I think it's 2021. And I really like the colors, especially on our seal. The real seal also looks really good with the colors, but I like this one more. And I drew my vampire of sea having a vacation at the beach. This next one was a field experiment. You can't tell, like, this is, I think I can take it off. Or is it stuck? Okay, I can't take this one off. This was just supposed to be a cemetery, and this drawing was supposed to be a ghost walking around the cemetery, but it did not work out very well. But I hope you can see the vision what I was going for. You know, I was like trying to do some multimedia style. The cemetery turned out well, but this one just did not work. But I kept it in regardless because, you know, it was a failed attempt. We keep our failures as well. And I redrew this character again with my LLC. I think I'm probably gonna turn her into an RC as well for a short story. Maybe. It's not like a final decision, but I'm thinking about it. Then I drew one of my favorite duos, Dio and Hot Pants. Now I could have done Johnny and Gyro, but I've realized the blue colors that I had in mind for Johnny, I do not have in the markers. So until I get like a better set with more colors, I don't wanna do a half-ass work in drawing them. So for now, it's just Hot Pants and Dio because I had their colors. And I think Dio looks extremely nice. And of course, I had to draw my guilty pleasure game, DMC2, Lucia and Dante. At this point, I really don't have much inspiration left, so I'm just like trying to draw whatever that comes to my mind. And another drawing of my OC with a little map on the side. I think the map turns out better than I was expecting. And of course I had to draw the best JoJo, Jolene. I really like the colors and how the whole drawing came together. I love it. This was like done late at night. I was like at a point, I think after I finished the pages for the day, I just went to bed and passed out. And over here we have weather report. Now I messed up him a little bit around there, so I covered it with drawing a cloud over him. The colors itself looks good, but the drawing still needs a little bit work. And you can tell, like, it was late at night, I was getting really tired, so I was just like doing it as fast as I could. I think we are now at day 5, or maybe I'm wrong. No, I think this is day 6. I cannot tell the time. This one is a character from a comic I was recently reading called My Pretty Vampire. The artwork is like fantastic. The story is a little bit okay. It feels like a fever dream, and I kinda recommend reading it because the art style is really good. And this is like one of my very favorite pieces I made of Foz. I think it was mostly because of the background. And also I had to draw Ichigo, I think that's her name, from Tokyo Mew Mew. I know her like English name is Zoe for some reason, but the Japanese one I think she's called Ichigo. And also I had to do another JoJolian drawing of Kira and Josefumi because they're literally one of my favorite characters from the series, also like my favorite arc, especially Kira. We love Kira. And I also had to do a Danganronpa drawing because I've recently started playing the games. I'm still at the first game because life has been a little bit slow for me and I don't have like the mood to, I'm not in the mood to play anything at the moment. And I drew a dark magician girl. I feel like there's still, I'm just realizing that there's like parts in her outfit that are missing. The cape behind her, I think at the front with the hat as well, there's some stuff missing. Maybe I will rework them, but for now I'm just gonna leave it as it is. And this This is just some random thing I made because I wanted to draw a bicycle. And I didn't want to leave the space empty, so I wrote follow your heart. This one is one of the drawings I did for the last page of the day. And I was like getting really tired with everything, so I just did some random drawings. And I did Miku again with new colors. I like how this one turned out. Honestly, I kind of forgot I did this. And final day, we're starting strong with drawing Snow White. I was first gonna color the background, but I was like, you know what? Too much. I need some paint left for my other drawing, so we are not coloring the background. And I'm kind of glad I did. This way it looks really good. And this is both Zoe and Chain, original character of my friend Satsuki. I really like how this one turned out. This one's a little bit added later on, and you can see I kind of rushed it, and I don't like how this one turns out, but this one, especially the hair coloring, I love it. And another trick. This time I thought like, okay, I want to do another full page drawing, but instead of like just doing like the rest, I need to make it upside down. So you would look at it this way. And this is not a mistake, this was like intentional, because she's drowning in space, water or something. That was the idea. That's also the tears are falling down, not going up. And another drawing of my favorite couple. I love them. Dante and Lady honestly have my heart. Especially DMC for Dante and Lady. Because they look good. Another random drawing I did. My OC just to fill in the pages. Another random drawing. Surprise. I don't know why I drew this. At this point I'm just running out of ideas and what to draw. And of course I did a painting for Lies of P, Pinocchio, because I really like the game and I haven't drawn him like in months by now. And lastly we have a drawing of Mr. President Valentine. I really like how this one turned out. At first I had like no hope of it going well, but adding the American flag I think just made it a lot more better, and also adding the writing kind of made it pop up a little bit more. And this is like one of the final drawings I did. I kind of forgot her name. I know she's from Demon Slayer and I like her design a lot, so I thought, you know what, let's do a little bit of an experiment with two colors, since her hair color is like two colors. And this one I did to see how much I'll improve from drawing the character from the game, My Adorable Ghost Story, so I could see how much I've changed. Like this is like at the beginning of the challenge, this is at the end. And I don't know if I got better or worse, but I like how this one turned out, especially with the colors. So that's my 1 week sketchbook challenge. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like the stuff I drew. I kinda have a lot of fun. But every night that I would finish the challenge for the day, I would just pass out and sleep the entire night. And yesterday when I was like, I finished the sketchbook, I just sat in my room all day long, no drawing, nothing, because I was so exhausted from doing 7 days straight. Will I do this challenge again? Yes. If I have like a good amount of free time. Will I do it again if I have work and stuff? No, because this is taking a lot. But if I ever do it again, it will be with this small sketchbook or something with less paper, because I don't think I could fill in anything more than that. So yeah, that's it for this video. See you guys around.